This video is all about the best silver farm in Phase 1, Week 1. I'm going to show you where to go, how to do it, how to spot it, and why you would want to farm silver. Let's talk about what silver is. Silver is a rare material that you will need to gather in order to collect Digby boys. Now, you can also get Digby boys from tin ore, but silver ore is the much better way of acquiring them. But also, silver can be used to craft a few tools and a few specialty items that you can sell to other players. You can also straight up sell the silver ore to other players who have a perk that can make ingots, which they will then sell to the vendors for in-game currency. Let's get into it. Now, I'm going to show you the route and where to go, and then I'm going to show you a speed trial where I'm going to have a timer on the screen as well as how many silver ores I find in that time, and if anyone out there can find a better place to farm this in Phase 1 or Week 1 of a new server launch, please let me know in the comments. I would love to see it, because as of right now, I have tested I've spent 200 hours testing every region to try to figure out what is the best silver farm, and for me, this is it. I have Googled everything, looked at every forum post, and nothing comes close to as much silver as this. So let me show you the route now. If you open your map, I am at this teleportation tower here, which is in between the Highlands and the Holt town, I guess. You can kind of say that it's southwest of Greywater Camp, pretty far down. And it's right in here. It's technically in the Iron River region, so the Tier 3 zone. It's, like I said, closest to Highland. So you're going to go to this teleportation tower, and you're going to be using a vehicle, which, I don't know why it's not summoning. There we go, just a bit of server lag. But once you're at this teleportation tower, we are going to head kind of northeast for just a bit. And I'm gonna show you the route very slowly, and then I'm gonna do my time trial run. Okay, so the first node you want to look at is this node here and these nodes here, and you're just looking for silver. You're not looking for anything else. I then continue to proceed kind of northeast. We're going to check this iron node right in front of me, and then these two tin nodes for silver, because they can pop as silver. And then we're going to look over to our left here of the road, and we're going to just look for silver on all the nodes that we can see. There's some tin in the back, some iron here, and sometimes these will be silver nodes, okay? And so, again, we're still just checking these nodes on the left for silver, and you'll get really, really fast at this. You will be able to do this so incredibly quickly. We're also checking these on the left for silver, and then we're driving along, and then there's a few hidden behind the boars. I sometimes check these, I sometimes get lazy, but yeah, no silver. So then I switch over, and now I just kind of do a 180. There's an iron node here that can be silver, and then there's 3 copper nodes here. One of those can be silver, and then we're going to proceed down this way, just looking for silver. And unfortunately, this first run did not yield any, but that's okay, because I'm going to do a speed run, and you're going to see just how many we actually hit. Now, this is a very quick run when you do it very quickly, and yeah, I'm going to set it all up, and you're going to see just how much silver that I earn. And just to prove to you that I don't have anything crazy going on, let's look at my nodes here. I have no silver in my inventory. All right, so I'm on World 1. What I'm going to do is I'm going to switch to World 2 now, and I'm going to get my timer set up. So I have a timer in the bottom left. I'm going to start it, hold on, let me get my recording shit set up, and let's start the timer right now. There we go. Alright, so here I am doing the routes over and over, and then switching worlds over and over again. Now, I did also get some deviated crops while doing this, and what else? I got a Digby boy, so just one Digby boy. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, this is the absolute worst run that I managed to do. Out of all the runs I've ever done, this ranks as the worst. I keep a little spreadsheet, and so if this run impresses you with how many silver nodes I got in this amount of time, then you're going to be pleasantly surprised when you try to do it. Now, I did this during prime time. I did this at the worst possible time, right when Phase 2 launched, so I don't know if that changes spawn rate. Alright, so that is essentially the run here. Now, you can see this is actually the worst silver run I've ever had. I'm going to tell you why it's so bad. For one, it's really dark, it's rainy. 2, I'm playing during prime time when the server is the most full. 3, I'm playing on an established, very progressed server right now, so there's lots more people in these areas mining ores. If you speedrun here, and oh look, there's the 4th one, or no, that's not it. See, the visibility is really slowing down my speed here, and it really sucks to farm it at night and when it's raining and stuff. But hey, I wanted to show you a real run. You know, I like to show my worst runs on these kinds of farm videos. I cover all sorts of different games, and by showing you the worst runs, I think that's a pretty fair example, when you try this method, you're going to get more than I did. I got 5 silver nodes in 20 minutes. So that is 1 silver node every 4 minutes, which isn't terrible. But, it could be way better. And, oh, is that one? Yes, that's another one right there. There we go. That's silver node number 6. All right. I did get 1 Digby boy, and I did get 3 deviated crops as well, which I didn't put on the screen, but it's whatever. But, yeah, so normally I find way more, but I feel like other players are also kind of sort of doing this, but also these areas are more populated. I was hearing gunshots from other players and honking a few times. I didn't see anyone driving around, but I did hear, someone go beep beep. So, yeah, that is that's the silver farm, and I'm going to stop the timer now. So, there we go. But yeah, it's, even then, even my worst run, this is a pretty good amount of silver. But if you know a better place where it, like, almost always is guaranteed to spawn or something of the sort, I would love to know. And I know there's a few other tricks where if there's no other players in the area and you are completely by yourself, after mining a silver node, you can just go to Eternal Land. And by entering Eternal Land, what happens is the server sees that there's no players in the area. So the server will unload or essentially de-render all the entities in the zone. And this doesn't work if people have houses nearby and stuff, unfortunately. But if there's no houses and no players nearby, you spend like 2 to 3 minutes in Eternal Land, and then whenever you leave Eternal Land, it will refresh those silver nodes and put them pretty close back to where you found them. Not in the exact same spot, but it will occupy another nearby node. And that's another way you can kind of do it, but that's super unreliable, especially if more people know about this area. And out of all the areas, especially ones near teleport stations, because by changing worlds, you're allowed to, get a fresh, area. There's not really good silver, not nearly as good as this spot, and I'm only talking about Phase 1, the first week. Everyone knows that in Phase 2, you can go mine gold, and there's a whole bunch of stuff. Oh, look, a deviated crop over here. I'm going to go grab that. But yeah, that's essentially the silver farm, and if you want another alternate method to get, Digby boys, the only other real way that's somewhat reliable and consistent is you make an alt character, you do the quest, and then the first time that alt character hits a 10 node, they will also get a Digby boy. And if you do this enough times with enough Steam accounts, and then you just friend all of your other accounts and dump them into your cages, you can have 20 to 40 to even 100 Digby boys going amongst your alts and bases. It's pretty wild. Later on, it's 20 Digby boys per base. But yeah, the darkness here, it's really making it hard to spot the silver nodes from far away. So that's why my yields are a bit lower. And sometimes these 10 nodes are a little sus-mungus. They're a little harder to tell. But another thing, too, is that silver respawns every 15 minutes. If you mine a silver node, it won't respawn in the same place, but it will respawn in the area. And this area that I've shown you, I've gotten up to 3 nodes in a single run without changing worlds before. So it is possible for multiple silver nodes to spawn in the area. You just have to spot them, and preferably you get here before anyone else. You get here bright and early when there's not a lot of players online, and before they start erecting a bunch of houses in the zone. But that's it for me. That is the silver farming video. If you have any questions, let me know. Another thing, too, if you really want to get nitpicky with it, is you could get a sniper, and you can just kind of scope in, over the ridge here and try to look for silver. But that, that's just, I don't like going down here because then I have to get back up to teleport out. And I've actually never seen any of these nodes become silver. I've checked hundreds of times. Like I said, I put 200 hours into this research. So, yeah, with that said, again, thank you so much. Leave a like. This was a lot of work to do, and now that the cat's out of the bag, I would love if someone found a better spot in Phase 1. I know there's better spots in Phase 2, but in Phase 1, it's all about getting those Digby boys up and running bright and early. That way, when Phase 2 hits, you have a literal army of miners that you don't have to worry about resources ever again. Anyway, that's all I've got. Please click the video on the right side of your screen, and if you don't, you're going to have one of those days where you just can't decide what you want to eat, and you're just going to be stuck in limbo.